your last name? It was okay. Good enough. Good. So here's how it goes. We're going to be streaming live on YouTube, which we are right now, as I just started my live feed right here, so the other radio stations can pick up the feed. 3 different stations, 5, 6 states, a couple Canadian provinces. So we'll start out at 6 minutes after the hour. We have a break at 15 and at 30 that are 5-minute breaks. So if you're talking and I somehow cut you off, that's not because I'm trying to do that on purpose. It's just because that's the way I got to keep it on time. So, yeah. So we'll have a little fun. And John Arman's going to be on the other line here. So both of you guys will be on at the same time. Yeah. But I appreciate you giving me the access to that app. And Onyx has not updated any of the landowners in my area in at least 10 years. And yours is all updated. So yes. Yep, I'm gonna put that out there right away because I'm not an Onyx fan because politically I don't agree where they're putting their money to. Kind of makes me as a landowner a little bit upset. And not only that, they don't update the landowners. So, but yeah, we'll do that. We'll hopefully we'll get some phone calls coming in here and we'll do that. So I'm gonna put you over here and put you through the system. So stand by, please. All right, let's do a test here. Let's see here. All right, let's do a YouTube test here. Anybody on? You can let me know how it sounds here. If the audio's coming through, let me know. All right, John, Ed, are you guys there? Both of you guys there?
Yes, sir.
I'm right here.
All right, and you guys can hear each other, correct?
Yes.
Good.
Yep.
All right, we are live on YouTube. We're gonna have about 6 minutes before we get started on the radio station. So there you go.
Now, you say on YouTube, will I be able to actually download that or have access to that?
Absolutely.
On the YouTube channel? Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
my YouTube channel is Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio, and as soon as we're streaming right now, and as soon as we're done, it automatically gets saved on my channel. So you can go grab the link if you want to do that and spread it from there.
Dakota Prairie Radio?
Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio.
Perfect.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is you will find out quickly I do have the face for radio, not YouTube Live.
Well, I think John and I would probably have the same thing. Well, John's a little prettier than me. He's always making videos.
He's kind of a showboat, isn't he?
He is. He thinks he's kind of a big deal.
No, I just got no one else who will do it.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. I still got to get my archery tag done here, John. I got a buddy that down in the Scranton area. He's waiting to. He's got to get his corn combined one of these days here, and he's got a bail blind set up, and he's got some nice whitetails down there. So he said I could go down and sit in his blind a little bit when he gets the corn kind of combined in the right strategic fashion for me.
Yeah, we sat last night, and we stopped counting it coming into the field.
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up a little bit, John. There.
I am.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. I'm at the ranch, and where's my booster? Well, I got a booster. I got my booster going. I'm standing right next to it.
Yeah.
How am I doing now?
Yeah, there you sound really good. It was just a
That's
couple
better.
times. Broke
That's
up.
much better.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, we were in the soybean field last night, and we had, I think we stopped counting at 70-some deer coming into the field.
Jeez.
Mule deer and whitetail. And we got probably 6 or 7 that are going to be just bomb or up-and-comers next year, but we're going to give them a pass.
Nice. Yeah, you could tell there was some type of system coming in. I came back from Baker, Montana yesterday with some supplies I needed here at the ranch, and holy cow, every single stubble field on the way over here was just loaded with deer. So, but here in the Badlands, not so much, John. Haven't seen too much. At any given day, I can go out and see more elk in one day than I can any mule deer.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of a different year this year up here. or down
because
here,
of all
I
the hunters that were out there this
guess.
fall.
That didn't help either. Yeah.
You guys still hearing me okay?
Sounds good.
Yep, perfect.
So Ed, where do you live?
I live in east central Wisconsin,
Okay.
about an hour north of Milwaukee, hour south of Green Bay.
So you got good deer hunting over there too.
We have some fantastic deer hunting. Now, killing them is a whole different story, but we've got some big deer. I actually do all my whitetail hunting in southwest Wisconsin, the kind of the hilly country of Wisconsin, and there are some monster bucks out there.
Nice.
But it's hilly and a lot of ravines and places for them to hide, so they get big for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, you guys don't have any hunters out there, do you?
No, just a couple. 600,000 strong.
Yeah, what I did a show on that one time that Wisconsin alone, just with the amount of hunters, has more armed citizens than the U.S. Army.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, 600,000 hunters. I think we had for opening weekend of rifle. I think there may have been two people accidentally shot.
Yeah,
it's probably people mishandling their firearm, but 2 people shot out of 600,000. That's pretty good statistics.
Yeah, but you got to blame the gun. You can't blame the person for mishandling. Well, it's the gun's fault.
Exactly. Come on. I know, because if I set my loaded gun down, it's going to shoot something. It's going to fire automatically.
Yeah,
I know how that works.
I can see we're going to get along just fine, Ed. All right, so we got a minute and a half here before we start up. Just to give you guys a heads up. On the radio side, we're already on YouTube. So.
Yep, I see your face on YouTube.
I apologize. I got to get their names here. I did an auction in Williston here on Thursday. I had a handful of people come up and talk to me and, hey, how's it going? And I like your show and everything like that. And the first thing they said is, boy, you just don't look like what I expected to see on a radio. So perfect. That's a great compliment.
Scott, you're really not that bad looking.
Thanks, John. Appreciate that.
I think your mom thinks you're pretty good looking.
They all have to, I think, at one point.
Yeah, I remember your mom talking about saying, Scott, he wasn't a bad looking little kid. I'm not sure what happened to him later in life.
I came out breech. I told the world right away what I thought about him, John. All right, stand by. I'm going to turn you guys down here. We got 20 seconds here, 15, 20 seconds. Stand by. All right, stations. I got 10 seconds on mark. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I am Scott Bachmeyer, your host here for the next hours. We get to talk outdoors, and more specifically today, we get to talk about digital maps and a new app that I'm trying out called BaseMap here. But before we get rolling on this, I want to welcome our listeners across the Dakota Territory, 6 states, 2 Canadian provinces. We're listening on KFYR out of Bismarck, KOLY in Mobridge, South Dakota, and also KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota. And we'd like to welcome our worldwide listeners here via YouTube Live. Good to have you along as we journey together in the great outdoors, and got it fixed from last week here. They let me back on YouTube to stream again, so we got it figured out. A few tournaments here before we get started this morning going on this weekend here. The 5th annual Cheyenne River Classic Coyote Calling Contest is going on this weekend. The 3rd annual Dunn County Christmas for Kids Coyote. Now, this is kind of cool. All the money raised, they give back to like social service, so there's no kid in that county. They're trying to make sure every single kid has a gift under the tree, or at least even a Christmas tree, to make sure. So good luck to you guys up there. I believe the Dakota Predator Hunter guys up there taking charge of that one. Also going on this weekend, the Randy Rohde 3rd annual Memorial Statewide Coyote Calling Contest in Pierre, South Dakota. Good luck to folks out there today. If you're out there listening, they're probably on their first set right about now is what I'm guessing is going on. Well, if you want to call in and join in on the conversation this morning, please feel free to do so. It's 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682. Toll-free call if you guys need that number. Feel free to call in and join in. John Arman is with me this morning. Good morning, John. Good to have you again this morning.
Welcome, buddy. Thank you.
I think you should be a regular every week. You should be like a guest host on there so we can, get you on YouTube. So they, instead of my face, they see your face on there.
Well, I don't know about that, but it would be nice so that people know that I did not die. I got to tell you that
I seen that
a phone call last night. Kurt got one, and my daughter texted me in a panic and said that someone texted her and asked if her father passed away from a stroke or something like that. So I did not die. I'm down at the ranch. I'm pretty close to heaven.
So
but,
it was a different John Arman, evidently, right?
A different John Arman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being Shelby and getting that text?
She was, she's like, hey, Dad, and on text, and I was like, hey, what's up? She goes, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. What's up? She goes, I just got a text from somebody that said you died. Yeah. And she was panicked.
Yeah, well, I seen your brother Russ posted this morning on Facebook the same thing, that you're alive and well. So I guess I didn't see anything about it, but yeah, good. We're good to have you with us, John. All right. We'd also like to welcome here Ed Gramza. He's a marketing director with BaseMap. Good morning, Ed. Good to have you along.
I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here.
And you're calling all the way from Wisconsin.
I am, the great state of Wisconsin.
Now, are you a Packers fan?
That might be an understatement. I actually, so I live an hour south of Green Bay, and I went to college in Green Bay. So
I'm guessing you're probably a Packers fan. Yeah,
just a little bit.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't have any ties to any professional sports teams at all, so I can't even argue. I can't even give you a hard time with anything. So I don't follow it that much.
And here I was thinking you were going to say, being from North Dakota, you're a Vikings fan. And
no,
this conversation might go south real quick.
No, I can't say that. I don't watch hardly any professional sports at all here, Ed. So I can't. So I could probably say that it would be fun to watch the NDSU Bison take on the Green Bay Packers. I think that would be a fun matchup.
That would be interesting.
It would be. Well, Ed, you're with BaseMap, okay? And tell us a little bit about what BaseMap is, because I know people know what Onyx is, and I'm not a big fan with Onyx. I told you before we started on air on the radio stations here, just on YouTube Live. I don't agree with what they're doing politically, but more importantly, they don't update their information, especially at least what I see in my area. So tell us what BaseMap is and why it came to be.
So BaseMap is an app for your phone, iOS, Android, and there's also a desktop web platform. So it basically gives you landowner information, public and private land information. It gives you boundaries for game management units. We have weather in there, all kinds of different base maps, from topo to satellite imagery, to roads. There's some fishing information. I mean, there's a lot packed into it. I mean, we're similar to the other brand you mentioned, but there's a lot more features packed into it for a way more competitive price. Yeah.
And how did it come to be? I mean, who decided to do a better version of this app mapping, I guess you could call it?
So our founder, Jeff Balch, was wondering why there wasn't an app out there. I think he actually had this idea and started developing it before Onyx did. They've been around for a couple of years now, but as of this summer, they really started turning on the marketing machine and start to drive this to the general public. But he wanted to have a platform for the phone to have all this information readily available.
Yeah.
So it's a small company, but they've got a lot of great developers that are coming up with new features and new things to integrate into the app. We're trying to, be the leader, in this market space, with innovation.
And I think being the leader means you keep things updated, and you do according to what I have right now on my phone. Everything around me, you have the updated information. Now, John, what you were with Onyx for a while. You're the one who gave me my subscription to Onyx. why did you change, and what makes the BaseMap app a little bit better than the Onyx side of things?
Well, Scott, you've known us for a long time, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of a loyal guy, and I like to align myself with companies that I feel are working with us, and we work together. And Onyx, like I said, a great app, but we just kind of felt like we were kind of getting left in the wayside. We were doing a lot of things trying to help, and didn't seem like they, appreciated it. And Ed and I had built a relationship with Onyx, a couple of years back. And when Ed and we stayed in touch, and he asked me about BaseMap, and I think I'd heard of it because I started seeing some things on social media, but asked me about coming over, and I took a look at it, and I just, I trusted Ed, and I said, hey, apples to apples, are they as good? And he goes, I think they're even a little better. And then the fact that you could change the waypoints over and export them over very easily. I like everything they stand for. They're working with the small people. They listen to us when we have suggestions on the app. It's not like they happen right away, but they listen to us as some of their staff members. So that relationship is a lot more solid.
So it's more than just a sponsorship for you, John. It's like you said, it's
absolutely,
and that goes a long ways. The loyalty factor, I think, for you and me, we stick with that pretty heavily up here, don't we?
We do, and I've always said that it's not about free stuff. It's not about money. It's about that relationship. And I can text Ed, call Ed, and as busy as he is, he gets back to me almost every time, every day.
Yeah.
So that's what I want. I want that relationship so that we can work together, because I'm trying to help the company and not just have them help me. So it's a mutual thing.
Absolutely. Well, tell you what, we're going to talk a little bit more about this and how they get their information. We're up against our first break. So John and Ed, hold on with me here. BaseMap is what we're talking. 888-9-DAKOTA, toll-free number. Feel free to call in if you have any questions. If you're already using Onyx and you think that's the one, and if you have questions about this, now's the time to get in on this and check it out here. 888-932-5682 is the phone number. Feel free to call in. We'll have more coming up your way right after the short break here again on KFOR Bismarck, KOLY Mobridge, and also KGFX in Pierre. The Dakota Territory and the Missouri River Basin is covered, along with 6 states and 2 Canadian provinces. Back right after these messages.
Pifer's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Pifer's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby. For more information or land updates, go to pifers.com. We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com.
25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, and we're celebrating. Plan to attend the annual meeting February 14th and 15th at Four Bears Casino and Lodge. You'll be entertained by Deuce's Wild dueling pianos on Valentine's Day. Red Stiegel, the featured guest speaker, and he and his boys in the bunkhouse perform Saturday the 15th. There's dummy roping for the young cowboys and cowgirls, food auctions, and more. Get tickets now at NorthDakotaCowboy.com. Reserve your room at Four Bears. 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Come ride with us into the future, proudly honoring and preserving our past.
Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. Sitting with Joe here. We're in the reloading section. Joe, what's going on at Mandan Sporting Goods reloading supplies?
Well, I don't know. We got a lot of guys loading for coyotes, getting ready for the prairie dogs and whatnot. Got some of the latest powders in, like the Lever Revolution powders, new AR powder. We got a full supply. Good bunch of bullets there. Just about anything you want. If you ain't got it, we'll order it for you.
And if somebody wants to come in and get a discount on BS, is that available?
We got a discount this week, maybe this month, half price.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by for all your reloading supplies.
Dakota Community Wealth Management's trust advisors use your wealth to support your family and those you care about. Whether you are just beginning to accumulate wealth or already have significant assets, our wealth management and trust professionals offer a complete array of customizable services to fit your needs. Visit DakotaCommunityBank.com or ask for Dakota Community Wealth Management Department to ensure your legacy.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
As a leader in farm and ranch insurance in North Dakota, Dakota Community Insurance understands the importance of protecting all aspects of your operation, no matter how large or small. Your Dakota Community Insurance agent can customize an insurance package to cover your farm equipment, livestock, farm buildings, and crops. For more information, call your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or visit dakotacommunitybank.com.
25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, and we're celebrating. Plan to attend the annual meeting February 14th and 15th at Four Bears Casino and Lodge. You'll be entertained by Deuce's Wild dueling pianos on Valentine's Day. Red Stiegel, the featured guest speaker, and he and his boys in the bunkhouse perform Saturday the 15th. There's dummy roping for the young cowboys and cowgirls, food auctions, and more. Get tickets now at NorthDakotaCowboy.com. Reserve your room at Four Bears. 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Come ride with us into the future, proudly honoring and preserving our past.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com. Pifer's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Pifer's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby. For more information or land updates, go to pifers.com.
All right, stations, 15 seconds on mark. Coming back here in 5 seconds. 4. Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition continues here this morning. As excuse me, we're talking with Ed and John with BaseMap here and Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. But first, the Wild Walleye Fever Tournament coming up in the Black Hills, December 28th. Make sure to call Kevin Vaughn down in the Sturgis area for more information on that. We have a youth coyote tournament coming up. It's free of charge, absolutely free for the youth, December 27th and 28th. This is down in Long Valley, South Dakota. The Enderlin Sheldon Wildlife Club Coyote Hunt is coming up on January 4th. We have the 6th Annual Southeastern Montana Coyote Calling Contest, January 3rd and 4th, out of the Corner Bar in Baker, Montana. Miles City, Montana, their 15th Annual Coyote Calling Contest, January 3rd and 4th. The 3rd Annual Big West Fur Quest in Faith, South Dakota. You meet up at the Faith Livestock Auction on January 10th and 11th for more information on that. And the 18th Annual North Dakota Coyote Classic, going to be held in Bowman, North Dakota, January 10th and 11th. So all kinds of great coyote tournaments, ice fishing tournaments, and more information coming that way. So there you are. Back with Ed Gramza from BaseMap, also John Arman. How you guys, you make it through the break okay? You guys get your coffee?
Yep, I refilled.
Refilled it up here. I tell you what, let's go straight to the phone lines here, and let's welcome our first caller here. 701 number. Good morning. What's your first name?
Hello, this is Wayne.
Hey, Wayne, you're on with Ed and John. Good morning. How you been?
Yeah. Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, John, I have a question for you, and Ed. Are you able to transfer waypoints from a Onyx app to your app, to the BaseMap? Is that possible? And if it is, and then John, when you get a chance, if I get BaseMap, will you send me all your waypoints as well?
Hey, little do you know, because I am one of Ed's guys, I have everybody's waypoints in the whole country. So I'm gonna be doing I'm doing an elk tour here pretty soon.
That's how you do that. Okay.
No, I'll let Ed tell you about how easy it is to transfer waypoints.
Yeah, so it is possible to do that. You have to go log on, the web for Onyx and BaseMap and export the file from Onyx and import it to BaseMap. John actually just did a quick video the other day that I'm sure he'll have up on YouTube, and on YouTube for BaseMap, we've actually got a tutorial for that as well. It takes less than 2 minutes to move all that information over.
Okay, yeah, and that'd be great. I know Onyx is not cheap by any means. What is your guys' rates per year, or what does it cover? Does it cover Western states?
No, so we've actually got all 50 states. All 50 states is $30 for the entire year versus $100 for Onyx.
Wow, yeah, that's great.
Onyx is $30 for one state. We're $30 for all 50, with more information and more features.
Yep. And Wayne, I can tell you, I'm not a real technical fussy guy, but I got Kurt and JW at my side, and they're both really picky about things. And we've been running BaseMap for the last 8 months or so, and have not had, I can honestly say, not one complaint about it. And my first question to Ed was, what about all my waypoints? And it took me, it really does. It takes, I don't have a ton of them. I think I had 90 of them to 100 of them, and it took me probably 5 minutes to 10 minutes total uploading on the computer and doing everything to get them transferred over to my BaseMap. So everything is there.
Yeah, that's good to know, because you work so hard getting all your waypoints and where roads are and road turns and everything else, and where you've had success, where you've seen animals, and having those waypoints would be great to transfer over, and it's good to hear. So are you just go to your website and sign up? Is that how that works? And
yeah, so you
go
can
from there?
You can sign up. You can sign up through our website. You can sign up through, if you download the app from your respective app store, you can sign up there. The website's probably the easiest.
Sure. Now, do you also have the SD cards for like GPSs?
We do not. That is not something that we offer. Onyx offers that, and that's how they started the company. I think if they were to start doing that now, Garmin might have a little bit of an issue with that because it only runs on Garmin software. But yeah, that's how Onyx started, with just the chips.
All right. Hey, thanks, gentlemen.
I tell you what, Wayne, before you go,
Yeah.
I just started this this week. I downloaded the app on my phone, and all the information is updated compared to Onyx here in my area. Like if you ever come down this way and you want to know who the landowner is, it actually has the correct stuff on it. It does. It is updated, yeah, quite a bit.
What about tribal information?
Good question. I guess I didn't check any tribal stuff. John, that would be something in your neck of the woods there.
Well, from what I've seen, I haven't been down on the reservation lately, but when I go on the mapping, it's got everything there. It shows the tribal land. It shows everything. Jason has used it down there when he hunted antelope. So the information is there. And, Wayne, when you were talking about the cards, I still have all my Onyx cards that I saved. My GPS is attached to my bino harness, and I have not pulled up my GPS since I don't use it because I download my maps before I go in my phone. I haven't, and I can't say I've been deep in the mountains yet, but I've never had it where I can't use my phone with my downloaded app, my map that I've saved, and it still runs off of your satellite. So we still know exactly where we're at. So like I said, I haven't used my GPS. It's probably outdated now.
Sure. So it has the same options really as Onyx does, where you can select a portion of a map and download it so that you're not using your phone per se. It saves on batteries and such. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
And with BaseMap, you can actually download larger areas of the map as well.
Okay.
Much larger sections.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. Hey, thanks, gentlemen. You guys have a great day and great information. Appreciate it.
You bet. Merry Christmas
Thanks,
to you, Wayne.
Thank you.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you guys too. Thanks.
You bet.
Yep, bye-bye.
888-9-Dakota. That's 888-932-5682. Ed, one of the things that I have a question for you about here is how do you collect this information? I know it's state by state. Some states I heard, how John and I had a buddy over in that Fargo area that I interviewed years ago, and he said some states don't want to give the information, and then some counties don't want to give out information. How is this? How do you collect this info?
Yeah, so that's pretty accurate. So we collect it, through services through the state, county by county, municipality, the state level, and to your point about being updated, if the county or the area municipality doesn't have updated information, it's just the nature of the beast. We're just not going to have it, or get it. The county I hunt in Wisconsin is one of the few counties in the state that doesn't have the landowner information in a digital format or up to date. I mean, it's one of the poorest counties in the state, so they just don't devote the money to it. One of the states that we have trouble and OnX had trouble with was South Dakota. They just weren't giving out anything or didn't have up-to-date information. So yeah, we go county by county basically. And, to touch on your point about updating, so OnX updates their information once per year. Okay. We update ours once per quarter.
Sure.
So it's, states could be updated up to 4 times a year, and OnX does it once. And it's usually right before, a major hunting season starts.
I don't know about that. I'm going to argue that, Ed, because there's land around here on OnX that's been sold over 10 years ago, and they still have the old landowners on there.
Yeah, they're not circling back and contacting the county then to get updated information.
Yeah, and I guess, it all depends. Maybe that's not a bad thing. They don't come to our county here, but you guys have the information up to date. I tell you what, and that's nice to see because it even surprised me. When you get this, you start looking all around where you live and you check out these landowners, and there's some that did surprise me. I tell you what, we're at the bottom of the hour break. We're going to come back and talk more about BaseMap here. I got a whole list of questions, and some folks also sending some text messages in to me as well. We'll get to those. If you want to text instead of call in, you can send it to 701-425-6651. You can live stream it and give me your question right there on YouTube. You can Facebook message it to me, or you can call in and have fun. 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682. We'll have more coming up your way after these messages on KFYR in Bismarck, KOLY in Mobridge, also KGFX in Pierce, South Dakota. Good to have you along here this morning on YouTube Live as well. We'll be back right after these messages.
Pfeiffer's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Pfeiffer's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby. For more information or land updates, go to Pfeiffers.com. We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com.
25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, and we're celebrating. Plan to attend the annual meeting February 14th and 15th at Four Bears Casino and Lodge. You'll be entertained by Deuce's Wild dueling pianos on Valentine's Day. Red Stiegel, the featured guest speaker, and he and his boys in the bunkhouse perform Saturday the 15th. There's dummy roping for the young cowboys and cowgirls, food auctions, and more. Get tickets now at NorthDakotaCowboy.com. Reserve your room at Four Bears. 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Come ride with us into the future, proudly honoring and preserving our past.
Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. Sitting with Joe here. We're in the reloading section. Joe, what's going on at Mandan Sporting Goods reloading supplies?
Well, I don't know. We got a lot of guys loading for coyotes, getting ready for the prairie dogs and whatnot. Got some of the latest powders in, like the Lever Revolution powders, new AR powder. We got a full supply. Good bunch of bullets there. Just about anything you want. If you ain't got it, we'll order it for you.
And if somebody wants to come in and get a discount on BS, is that available?
We got a discount this week, maybe this month, half price. Thanks.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by for all your reloading supplies.
Dakota Community Wealth Management's trust advisors use your wealth to support your family and those you care about. Whether you are just beginning to accumulate wealth or already have significant assets, our wealth management and trust professionals offer a complete array of customizable services to fit your needs. Visit dakotacommunitybank.com or ask for Dakota Community Wealth Management Department to ensure your legacy.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
As a leader in farm and ranch insurance in North Dakota, Dakota Community Insurance understands the importance of protecting all aspects of your operation, no matter how large or small. Your Dakota Community Insurance agent can customize an insurance package to cover your farm equipment, livestock, farm buildings, and crops. For more information, call your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or visit dakotacommunitybank.com.
25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, and we're celebrating. Plan to attend the annual meeting February 14th and 15th at Four Bears Casino and Lodge. You'll be entertained by Deuce's Wild dueling pianos on Valentine's Day. Red Stiegel, the featured guest speaker, and he and his boys in the bunkhouse perform Saturday the 15th. There's dummy roping for the young cowboys and cowgirls, food auctions, and more. Get tickets now at NorthDakotaCowboy.com. Reserve your room at Four Bears. 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Come ride with us into the future, proudly honoring and preserving our past.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com. Pifer's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Pifer's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby. For more information or land updates, go to pifers.com.
All right, we'll be back here at Cummins Stations in 15 seconds on Mark 15. Where's my other information here? All right, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 4. Welcome back, everybody. Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors is coming your way. KFYR in Bismarck, KOLY, Mobridge, South Dakota, and KGFX in Pierce, South Dakota as well. With John Arman from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV and Ed Gramza with BaseMap, the marketing director for BaseMap. So are you guys ready for the text message that I took offline here for you guys?
I am ready.
I said we discussed it already. Greg over there in the Hettinger area, he says, been in and out of the tractor. He wants to know, does BaseMaps have an agricultural option so he can map rocks for his son to go pick? He's thinking this is a good tax write-off for this year.
No, it does not. But you know, if he wants to mark waypoints or use the live location sharing in BaseMap, you know, he can always see where he's at and, you know, mark waypoints where all the rocks are at.
So you do have that option. So there you go. He can take, it's a $30 tax write-off. And I think this year for all the farmers and ranchers, we have plenty of tax write-offs this year. He might be the one that's making a killing off of it here. But so anyway, 888-9 if you guys want to call in, 888-932-5682 if you have any questions about BaseMap here. Ed, you and I off air here, we were talking a little bit about how you collect the information, and we discussed this. It's a county by county thing, but you say the county itself has to have it in a format that you guys can actually use. Could you explain that a little bit?
Right. So obviously counties have a plat book map,
right?
They're you know, in a book form. You know, that doesn't do, you know, any company like ours any good because we don't have the bandwidth or people to convert that to a digital format. So we have to get it in a digital format so that we can upload it and integrate it into the map. You know, some counties or municipalities, states just don't want to spend the money for that. You know, because it costs money to make the book.
Right.
They don't want to spend the money for, you know, to put it digitally. You know, as you mentioned, it is public record, but that doesn't mean they have to have it in a user-friendly format for us.
Right. A buddy of mine downloaded BaseMap in his county. None of the information was on there, so he called the county clerk, or I can't remember, tax assessor or somebody like that. I hopefully he can call in here and explain it a little bit, but there was no information on even like plots, land, or any of that stuff on there. So he called the county, and I was on the phone listening in, and they said no, all that information is public. But even though the information's public, it still has to be in that digital format of some shape, form,
Right.
so you guys can use it. I see how that is. Okay. Because it would be a lot of work to sit down with a Slope County plat book and go page by page and try to enter this information, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
It'd be nearly
Yeah.
impossible.
We would never, by the time we'd get it done, you know, we'd have to update it again.
Right. So not all counties have it in that. Okay. Now let's talk about the layers. This is something that a lot of maps have different. Now you can choose different ones. The ones that I chose were in the North and South Dakota. We have walk-in land, and North Dakota calls it plots land. And also where I live, we got a lot of federal land that surrounds us here, checkerboarded all across the Badlands. And those are the two layers that I turned on right away. But you have a ton more layers, including waterfall areas. And I mean, there's just a whole bunch of them on here.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely way more information than you're probably ever going to use.
Yeah.
You know, the standard layers that come with it, you know, are the private and public landowner information, the walk-in type areas. So I hunt a lot in Montana. I hunt a lot of the BMAs out there.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing, the waterfall areas. That's all part of it. One thing I didn't mention before is there's a $10 a year option that you can also subscribe to that has more hunting related information, you know, for Western states.
Okay.
It'll have season dates. It'll have
nice
harvest information. You know, so as you go state by state and animal by animal, there's so much more information that you can actually click on to get migration routes. You know, in Wyoming for elk,
right?
You know, their winter range or summer range. You know, harvest information by game management unit, that sort of thing.
Yeah. And is that information collected from the game and fish departments, respectively, in that state itself?
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. Another thing that you guys have that's kind of fun here, I've been playing around with, is this gear drop. And it's a giveaway. I don't know how often you do this, because since I'm a BaseMap virgin here, so I played it one time. And explain a little bit about this gear drop, because it's kind of a fun thing that interactively you're having these giveaways, basically, right?
Right. So gear drop started at the end of October. So it runs Wednesday through Monday. Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific time to 6 p.m. Pacific time on Monday. And every week, you know, we change the prize. So when you open up the app, on the bottom right corner, there's a gear drop icon. Click on that and drop it takes you right to the layer or the area of the gear drop. Okay, so the drop is hidden to you guys. So you place your marker to where you think that prize may be.
Right.
As of this past Wednesday, we came out with version 2. So now you get one free guest marker, and you can earn an additional 3 markers.
Right, and you can earn the next marker. One is by sharing it on Facebook. One's by downloading a photo. Right. And I can't remember the third one here. That's the photo one here.
There's a survey, do a journal post, and share to Facebook.
Okay.
So yes, you can get up to four guest markers per week now. So the grand prize, it changes every week. Then there's second, third prize. You get a swag pack from BaseMap. So this week it is a $500 Cabela's gift card and a set of bowstrings. You know, I won't say when it's happening, but we're giving away a white bow in a couple weeks. We're giving away a Yeti cooler package. We're giving away a Traeger grill in a few weeks. We got all kinds of cool things planned for this.
So what you're saying is, you know, for your $30 subscription, there's a chance that you could win a $500 cooler.
Yeah. I mean, our package would be a little more than that. I mean, we're, you know, for the Traeger grill, we've got a $1,500 Traeger grill package coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to do that. We're actually working on trying to give away some firearms too.
Oh, that would be awesome. You're talking my language now, man.
so this is something that obviously the competition isn't doing. It's kind of a fun, interactive way to get people, using the app a little bit more.
Well, and not only that, but it seems like, or at least for me, once hunting season is done, a lot of people they don't use it anymore until it comes to the next hunting season. This is something a guy can use and kind of play along all year, basically, and kind of keeps you up to date.
Right, and now with the version 2, we're actually giving some hints.
I see that.
It's going to require a little bit of homework on your end, playing with different layers to maybe, use the hints to guess a little bit more accurately where that gear is hidden.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, John, have you won one of these prizes yet?
No, I haven't, but I think I am excluded from that. I play it, but because I'm part of the team, we can't win that stuff. But it is a neat. It's funny how when you give away stuff, it's how amazing how people just light up. They love that stuff, and people like getting on their phones and playing games and doing things, and it's kind of neat. And I like the idea that they give you hints now, so you have to kind of do your homework when they say it's outside of a wildlife area and in this area. So you got to go on and click your maps and find your layers and find the exact spot. So
right,
it's kind of a cool idea.
It is a great idea. Yeah. Ed, are you willing to give away a subscription on my show this morning or what?
Yeah, I'll give away an app for somebody.
Really? Let's see how we can do this here. We gotta, because you need their email information, right?
Name and email address.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it via text message because I'm my own producer here in my home studio. So in order to take a live call, it would be, you guys would have to host the show while I take information. But so let's do it text wise. The phone number to text is 701-425-6651. The first person to text me their name and email address gets a free subscription to BaseMap. Would that work, Ed?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll give them the pro membership, which is all 50 states, and because you guys are out west, I'll include the hunt research information, the $10 package as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Get this right away. Kyler Johnston is the winner here. Holy cow, do I have text messages coming in, guys?
But you know what, Scott, what we can do too is, because we gave one away, if they want, they can go on to the computer side of it, right, Ed? And they got to pin Team UOA, and they will get a 10% discount also.
Okay.
So the app is already quite inexpensive, but we'll give you another 10% off if they type in Team UOA.
Right. I got people even trying to call in here on my cell phone right now. But I
told you people like free things.
I know. Kyler Johnston, you are the winner. I'll make sure to get this information to Ed after the show here. And thanks so much for listening in. And I'm going to give a shout out. So Kyler's the one that won it, but Mike, Melanie, Brandy, Chris, Ivan, I appreciate you guys trying to text in here right away too, and thanks for listening to the program. So there you go. My cell phone number is out for even if they like the show, or even if the haters are out there, I don't care. Send me a text message, whatever you think. So,
there you go.
There you go. So again, congratulations, Kyler. You're going to get yourself not only the premium subscription, but you also did include the hunting side of it, right, Ed?
Yes,
yeah,
that's correct.
That's awesome. So congratulations there. So I tell you what, John, wish we could say it again to get 10% off. Where do they go?
I want, and Ed, I think, isn't it Team UOA 10?
It's just Team UOA. Yeah, Team UOA.
It is 10.
No, just
yep,
no. It is just Team UOA.
Is it just Team UOA?
10 is it is 10. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have to
UOA.
go actually to www.basemap.com and enter Team UOA 10, all in lowercase.
Okay.
For a coupon
and then
code,
you get 10% off.
Excellent.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
And that's anytime.
Yeah. Jesse text here, and he said they have great customer service response. That's the guy who said that the county wasn't included. So when he contacted your customer service via email, it was within, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Bam! There was an answer right back. So he says this customer service is really good on BaseMap versus the competitors too.
Yeah, so I don't get the emails, but if people message on social media, Facebook or Instagram, you're usually dealing with me directly. I get back pretty quick.
Yeah, and that's kind of an important thing. You know, so many companies have gone to just a digital format of answering questions. There's pretty much no phone numbers given out anymore. So when you want a response as quickly as you can, it's kind of nice to have that. And a text message comes in. He says, I can't type. I can't text that fast. He said, you had a winner before I had my name typed in.
Wow. Everybody that's listening, Scott, if they pay attention, we'll do another giveaway Facebook or through Instagram. We kind of do it randomly. So Ed's been really good about that to help us out and give us some things to pay back our supporters. So if they pay attention, we'll try to do it again on the radio show next time I do it with you, or we'll do it online. We'll get some more out there.
Yeah. Question comes in, says, does BaseMap show the ATV trail map in the Bighorns in Wyoming? That's
oh boy,
coming in from Dennis there.
Boy, that's a pretty specific question. I don't know that. I mean, there are some trails that are listed on there, different base maps. Okay, the different maps that you can select from have more trails or roads than others. But I can't speak specifically to that question.
Okay.
I might have to do a little research on that one.
Yeah, I'd have to do a little research on that one.
It's a good question, though. I mean, besides just hunting, there are people that, just like in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I mean, the ATV trails, snowmobile trails. I mean, that's a big thing for the outdoors as well.
Yeah, we definitely try to cater to more than just hunters.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, here. I'm just going through making sure I'm getting all the text messages here. So, yeah, we got all kinds of people messaging. I just want to make sure it's the right ones coming through if they have any questions coming up. So, once again, my own producer here said, John, this is something you need to start here. You got your podcast that you could do and be your own producer and take calls on that too, So
I just told JW he could start his own podcast, and he just kind of looked at me. I think, like I said, we got Scott Bachmeyer. We just need to increase this to 2 hours, every week, and I think it would be an awesome. Like I said, I love talking on the radio. It's always you always get good feedback from people out there, and there's a lot of people that are out there, like I said, a lot of ranchers and farmers, our kind of guys that are out there feeding cows and taking care of things, and get to listen to it on the radio. So it's a nice avenue for us.
Yeah, it is. And not only that, but it's an option to be able to call in and be part of the conversation. I know last week you and I took a call from that disabled hunter in South Dakota. I'm still trying to get information back. I'm put out a couple of emails and some feelers and some phone calls, and I still can't get anybody that's willing to come on to the show and actually talk about that yet. So it's not that I'm not listening. It's just sometimes people don't like to be interviewed.
No,
bottom line.
You're right. And like I said, this app is, like I said, we've used it a lot. This year, example, when Shelby shot her deer and she didn't make a perfect shot, we knew where it was going. I was able to track it. We got up on a big haystack. We watched where it went. We could see the knock. We marked the areas on the map. So every time I went out there and it moved, I was able to mark exactly the location of the deer. And it ended up, was a tool for me to use for our game and fish finally. To get them to, I showed them the location on the map, and this is where the deer is at, to finally recover our deer a week later. It was a week later, but it's a tool you can use in multiple different ways. And like I said, that without that map, I don't know, again, I would have been saying, over by this bush, by that bush. This gives you an area, if you leave, last blood, all kinds of things that you can do with it. And we, like I said, we utilize it a lot wherever we go.
Let's go. We got let's go to the phone lines here. We got an 833 number, and we're getting short on time, but we got time for another call. What's on your mind today?
Well, I was just wondering, Scott, is there something that we can do through the legislature to provide some funding to these counties that are dragging their feet when it comes to, even on the plat book side of thing? I have property I purchased 3 years ago that they still have not changed the name to. It's still public, knowledge if you go to the county, but on the plat book side of things, the name still hasn't changed.
Yeah,
it gets irritating. I mean, Renville County has nothing. Bonneau County is fair to good, but they still don't update year to year.
Sure. That's a good question. Is there any kind of funding that way? John, that would be a great thing that we could bring up in this next legislative session to see if there is, to help these counties actually put it in a format that, like Ed said, that they can use a little bit more frequently, easily, I guess.
I think it'd be a great idea, and especially when we talk about what we're going through in the past with the private land and no trespass and things like that, it just gives a hunter more information so that that you have that access so that you can research it, find the landowner, and get permission and things like that.
It's a good idea. Yeah, thanks for the call. I'm gonna. What's that?
Well, on that, John, when you're talking about contact the landowners, I have owners that I rent from that are in California, Arizona.
Yeah.
They don't want to be bothered. And John Arman coming up from Bismarck is not going to know that I farm that property when they're trying to get in contact. I mean, that's another thing, is dealing with all these absentee landowners.
Yeah.
That's going to be that's a problem.
It is. But again, it's one of those deals that I know how I've used it, and I have gotten a hold of guys that are out of state, and they didn't seem, they weren't too terribly upset, and they told me who leased the land. And a lot of times, like I said, if you're in that area, I would just find out, if you're farming, I'm going to stop and maybe try to get you at the end of the field or wherever to find out if you're the one that has the hunting rights to this land. So again, I just use it as a tool, and it is tough, but it comes with ownership. When you own land, that is just, it's part of dealing with it, and it's not always pleasant. But like I said, I've owned this land. My dad's been gone for 25 years, and I've been asked one time. So it's a tough deal, but I think we need to get that information out there somehow for people, to give that. Yeah. But again, like you said, some guys don't like to be bothered, and you'll find out real quick.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, appreciate the call.
You
bet. Thanks so much. Appreciate that phone call. I tell you what, we have another person on hold, but we're going to continue this conversation here as we're going to say goodbye to our friends on KFYR, KOLY, and KGFX, but we're going to continue on YouTube Live here. So, John, Ed, stick with me here as I do my outro here for the stations, but we're going to stay on the YouTube side here and continue to make sure we get everybody's phone calls taken care of the right way. Thanks for tuning into my program here. Check me out online, DakotaPrairieOutdoors.com. All right, thank you, stations. We're going to continue on YouTube Live here, so let's go to our next caller here. Jesse, you're on. What's going on? What's on your mind here? You're on with Ed.
Hey, Ed. Hey, John, Scott. I wanted to call in earlier today. I apologize. That little girl was pretty sick. I was up all night with, and I finally got out of bed.
She got her tonsils taken out. How did it go?
Yeah, it went good, but she's having a little bit of a rough time of it. So it's kind of a long night. My wife took most of the night, but oof.
Yeah.
A couple things to piggyback off that last guy that was on, and I don't know if he's listening on the radio or if he's listening on YouTube. The absentee landowner thing, Ed, is that something that you guys seem to have your names and your addresses updated way more frequently from what I saw? Is that something that we can do where, if, let's say I'm an absentee landowner and I'm getting a whole bunch of calls during hunting season, and typically when you lease land for ranching or farming, it's a 3-year lease or a 5-year lease. Is there an option where I can call you guys or email you guys and say, all right, Section Range Township, this is my land, you've got me on there, but here's the guy that's leasing it for the next 4 years. Would you guys put his name on it, on your maps? Is that possible, or is that just too much of an undertaking?
I don't think that's possible, and it would be way too much of an undertaking, because, like, as we said, we get the information directly from the county. The county doesn't know that Joe Blow leases that land from you. So that would be a logistical nightmare, I think.
That's okay.
And plus,
right. Well, I'm the one that
we don't have phone numbers or anything for landowners
Right.
either. So there's no way to get in touch
Right.
with them.
Just
directly.
name and address.
Correct.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm the one that bought it in Mercer County here the other day, and then we got on there and realized that Mercer County doesn't have any information. And like Scott said, I wanted to call in, but I couldn't find a number. Found an email address and thought, all right, here we go again. I emailed the competitor last year because there's a whole bunch of names that are not right from quite a ways back. And
Yep.
I still have yet to hear back from them. And that was last year's hunting season. So it's been over a year. And I emailed them 3 times. So, yeah, I heard back. It was within an hour. I don't remember how long it was. And they explained that they're still in the data collecting process for this county. They hope to have partial information up by end of January, beginning of February. And by next fall, they hope to have the whole county back. And they offered me a refund. And I told them that'd be great. I'll be buying her up next fall before hunting season.
Did you catch the part of the show, Jesse, where the county, even though they have the information, it has to be in a digital format for the base map to be able to use?
Oh, no, I did not catch that.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
So it
that's
has to be digital to be able to pull it.
correct. It's got to be in a format that they can use. So, you know,
Okay.
so even though you called who did you contact in your county again? Was it the county clerk or somebody like that?
I don't remember. I wrote it down at my office, and
Yeah.
I don't have that information in front of me. But it took me 2-3 call forwards at the courthouse before I got to the right person. And she kind of, I won't say she was lost, but she was a little lost for words on what questions I was asking her. So she basically told me that she hadn't ever seen a request come through for that. So I don't know if it even really comes across somebody's desk. I mean, I think maybe the information, this whole digital thing makes sense. Maybe the information is just out there and you guys are able to pull it. Is that how it works?
How does that work, Ed?
Well, no, I'm sorry, I didn't catch the question.
How does if you're looking for information from the counties, do you have to put in a request to the county, or how do you collect that information?
Honestly, I'm not on that side of it.
Okay.
You know, so I don't know. You know, we've got, you know, developers and people that gather that information. You know, county by county, you know, state by state. And as I stated earlier, I'm not sure if you heard the answer to the question. You know, we update our maps quarterly, and the competitor does it yearly.
So once my county is up and active, go ahead.
Yeah. Once your county is up and we have the information, it'll start filling in the information. Now, they don't wait for the entire county to be, you know, mapped or whatever. The county I hunt in Wisconsin is partially mapped. Okay. Unfortunately, the land I hunt isn't on there, but surrounding properties or surrounding parts of the county are on there. You know, and
so if I see that there's information missing, in my county, then the person to go pull the ear on is the county itself. Say, hey, why haven't you guys updated this in your digital format?
That is correct.
Okay. That's good information.
You know,
Thank you so much.
In the county, it might come down to the, you know, whatever municipality you're in. You know, that, you know, town, whatever it may be, hasn't got their stuff to the county, or, I mean, I think there's a bunch of different reasons why that could happen.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go listen to the whole show now that I'm awake, and I appreciate the program.
You bet. Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jesse. Appreciate it.
You bet. Bye.
All right, Ed, John, I appreciate you guys coming on the program and sticking with me a little bit longer here after the on the YouTube side. I appreciate it again, and hope to keep working with you, Ed. I hope I can rely on having you back here, maybe this coming spring too.
Yeah, I'd love to be back on.
You bet. All right, John, appreciate you getting me in touch with him, and as always,
you bet, buddy.
It's always good to talk with you.
Awesome. Have a great day, guys.
You bet. See ya, Ed.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
You bet.
Bye.
All right, YouTube, I appreciate you guys keeping with me. Wayne, thanks for calling in. Jesse, I'll give you a buzz here. And I guess that's it for today. Stay warm. Drive safe. Merry Christmas.